Hey guys, this is Magical Lady Duchess, and today's video is going to be my love spell talk. Now, with this being said, this is not going to be the average love spell talk. This is going to be a fabulous video to give you some key pointers on when you're messing with the guy who's really just messing with you. Okay? And what I mean by that is he really doesn't mean all the things that he's saying to you. He's really just playing with your head, kind of being a little bit of a jerk. So, did you ever meet somebody and you start getting to know them and you have this nagging doubt that creeps into your mind about them? And creep being the operative word here. Something in the way he says things, the body language, something you can't quite put your finger on. Well, skip putting your finger on it. I'm talking about putting your whole hand on it and then smacking the shit out of it. All right. So, just heard myself say that. So, what am I talking about here, right? I'm talking about an emotional manipulator. And this is the shit that some men will pull on you if you let them. From the women who kind of whine, if you really cared about me, if you were really my friend, you'd, to the guy who insists he couldn't possibly be the asshole because he worships women. Manipulators are not worth wasting your time and energy on. However, because some of us have not dealt with our issues, what guy do you think that you attract? What friend do you think that you attract? You attract the manipulator. So, the damn thing is, the manipulators are usually so subtle and insidious that we often spend far too much time and incur too much heartache before we wake up to the kind of shit that they are pulling on us. Right? Right. I love to talk about myself because it helps you guys to relate to what I'm talking about. So, my ex-husband used to say, the only reason why you want me is because I'm eye candy to you, because he was ugly. Let's just be honest. That was going through the phase while I was trying to date outside the box. That shit really don't work. But that is what happened. And so I found myself saying, no, that's not it. I'm dating you because blah, 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 blah. But in reality, all he had was looks. That's it. So many people use emotionally manipulative techniques because it's exactly what they learned growing up. And sadly, the tool works all too often for them. The scariest kind of manipulator is the one that knows exactly what he or she is doing. So this video is going to kind of break down the type of manipulators that we are sadly drawn to, and he's drawn to us because of their energy and because of our energy. Remember, these are all vampires. These are all energy stealers. And if you are not careful, you will spend 10 years with an energy stealer like me and literally almost be suicidal when you leave that relationship because they've left you with nothing, like me. Many people don't know, and I love to share because if I can do it, you can too. And the great thing about all this is you have me to kind of help guide and push you through where all I had was myself. So the first step in avoiding these type of manipulating people is recognizing them. There are often like so many different type of styles of manipulators out there, but in relationships, the two worst seem to be the codependent emotional blackmailer and the patronizing mindfucker. Excuse my language, that's just what I'm going to call them. Now, with that being said, the codependent emotional blackmailer type of person, this is the one that say everybody always do this, everybody always leave me, women always abuse me, women also always mistreat me, I'm a good man, I love women. But you're the same dude that uses that same type of energy, and women do it too. Every man I get do me like this, every man I get do me like that. Then you got the patronizing, that this is like, these two are like, their ultimate goals is to control you. It's to make you seem like you don't have everything going on and that you're crazy. But in retrospect, they know exactly what the fuck they're doing and they don't even care. Them are the ones I love when y'all contact me because y'all want to hex and get their ass back. It's always my pleasure. Anyway, it's just that the first kind does it by playing the sad puppy, like I said, and sulking, and the second kind be the patronizing and superly malicious type of person. Whatever type of manipulators, they always get what they want by messing with your head and your heart. And instead of using open and honest communication and fair negotiation, they are manipulators. So, how to recognize if a man is patronizing MFer. For the guys who are watching this, just kind of change the gender reference around because most of this applies to manipulating women too. And honey, they are out there. Let me tell you something. This goes both ways to both kinds. Okay? All right. So, number one, he has a lot of psychobabble books on the shelves. My ex-husband had in his car one time a book about overly obsessive. I think the title of it, and I might be off with it, but it was something to the effect of sex addiction. So he literally was telling me that, oh, I have problems with sex and sex addiction, and I'm trying to get myself together. That's why I want to be in a relationship. And I was like, oh my God, he's trying. I'm going to try too. The primary tool set for the mindfucker is the psychology textbook. He's an expert at understanding the way that people think and feel. Many have added value of having attended personal development and motivational courses. This guy is like really fucking smart, probably college educated, more than likely. He's a great reader. You're like, man, I don't even really meet men that read a lot. Yeah. Number two, he has had more than a few people tell him that he's arrogant. I have to go back to my ex-husband because unfortunately, that's who really gave me that experience. That's who really gave me that experience of the patronizing mindfucker. I'm so thankful I was able to finally get out of that situation and be with my husband that I have now, who loves me, adores me, damn near worships me. A little hoodoo involved, but nonetheless. But anyway, so anyway, he's had more than a few people to tell me he's arrogant. This type of patronizing mind fucker, the manipulator, he has more than his share of detractors. Like his friends are typically, they will not be his intellectual equal because anyone with that level of intelligence has usually got pissed off at him already and told him which bus that he could take to go to hell. I don't personally believe in hell, but he can take one straight shot there with a jalapeno pepper, Mexican plate, going, gone, hot, 475 degrees. Anyway, it doesn't bother the manipulator that others find his behavior patronizing. He don't give a shit about that. He believes that he's just self-confident. He don't think that he's overly confident. He don't think that he's conceited or anything like that. This manipulator will insist that people are just insecure because they perceive that someone who's being self-confident is just arrogant. No, you just being a jerk, fool. Like, for real. You don't have to talk and treat people like that. But we think, well, he's just really confident. Man, if a confident man like that likes me, man, I must be doing something right. Until he turned the game on you. The three, he says he worships, adores, and idolizes women or stuff like that. This is supposed to make you feel like he must be a really good guy. Since he doesn't put down women and stuff like that. Bullshit. It's all patronizing stuff. To worship anything or anyone immediately sets the worshiper apart from the object of his worship. It objectifies the worshiped person, such as the true emotional intimacy that's not possible. Not only that, it pressures the idolized person to try to live up to the guy's lofty ass expectations. He claims to worship also gives him a firm wall to put his back up against when he starts putting you down later on. I couldn't possibly dismiss your feelings. I worship women. Manipulators like this often use patronizing behavior because it allows them to control the situation, place themselves in a position of superiority, and yet claiming that they are caring and understanding for you. If you point out that their behavior suddenly becomes patronizing, they will counter it by insisting that you're being insecure or misinterpreting them. Watch these men. This is why some of us are so messed up, because we surround ourselves by people that are like that. Because the thing about it is, you will assume that you're not worthy of that person. You will start becoming that. You will say, I'm not as good as he or she, and he or she sees me at this, and I'm not living up to his expectations. I need to do more. That just makes you feel even more, I don't know the word. It makes you feel even more put down, and it fucks with your self-esteem. He'll also say things like, I'm not like all the other guys. You're right, you're worse. A manipulating man often will try to tell you that he doesn't relate to how, other men, how he's much more sensitive and he's not competitive. And it's just oxymoronic. It's really oxymoronic, because by his very statements, he's really comparing himself and competing against other people. Think about it. If he was really more sensitive and less competitive, he wouldn't have to brag to you about it. And he wouldn't have so many people who dislike him. Don't you ever believe someone who says, I'm not like the rest of humanity. They're the least qualified to judge that. Most of them gain that type of perspective by lying, faking, and misbehaving about it, just to be honest with you. He loves to throw thinly veiled insults. He is the king of sarcasm. A manipulator is a control freak. He always has to be on top, especially in a discussion or an argument where you are not in full agreement with him. To the end, he has honed his skill of using the most fucked up ass comments. And then for instance, if you say, oh, I love this type of tea. It is really, really good. It's so healthy for you, blah, 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 blah. He'll say, well, I have to disagree with that because I tried da, 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 and this is what and it's really not good for you because every time I drink it, da, 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 da. You go, well, I know a lot of people, who tried it too, who don't have it. Well, I know more people who are more highly intelligent and they drink they are very cultured, they're da, 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 da. And you thinking, so you saying I'm not intelligent or cultured? Okay. Their adverbs and their modifiers on those statements, they don't have any basis for being there. He didn't have to go there. If you call him out on it, he'll just deny that it was an insult. It was not an insult that was intended, or imply that you have self-confidence problems if you're seeing his simple conversational statement as a personal attack. But we fall for it, don't we? We weaken ourselves, we weaken our energy behind stuff just like this. Then you wonder why you can't focus, you're not grounded, you're not centered, you can't manifest our intent, nothing. You can't speak over your life, you can't speak over that bastard's life, you can't do nothing. You are losing yourself completely trying to make up for this ideal type of person that doesn't even exist, because the person doesn't even exist in his fake ass mind. Another thing, he can't handle you disagreeing with him. If you disagree with somebody and he says, or some opinion he holds, especially if you strongly disagree, if he implies that obviously you might have some hangups on the subject matter, because certainly couldn't have been what he said or how he said it, that wasn't the problem. He'll even go on to suggest that the problem really is that you're the one that's being a control freak and you can't handle somebody being right and you being wrong. That is crazy, but this is what happens. Or he asks you for your opinion only so he can shoot it down. Y'all remember on the Color Purple movie, and Mr. asks Miss Seeley what color tie, and she picks out the brown or the blue, I don't know which one. But whatever one she picks out, that's the one that he didn't choose. Why would you ask me if you really don't want my opinion about something? But this is what those type of people do. He deflects any responsibility for the effects of his personal statement. He will always tell you, that was not my intention. You're projecting your own interpretation. You know, what are you trying to say? You always say I'm personally attacking you, but you are. When we are all responsible for ourselves and our feelings, we can't deny our own responsibility in contributing to a relationship. All parties involved in the relationship bear the responsibility of making it work. If there are problems, the manipulator will insist that his actions have not impacted the relationship in any negative way. To the end, the manipulator has all kind of verbal tools for deflecting criticism. Any misunderstanding is always your fault, choosing to perceive his actions the way you did. If you're lucky, he may even go to far as accusing you to trying to change him, pressure him, stop him from being himself. My response to that is, dear heart, I wouldn't dream of changing you. You can stay exactly the way you are, just as long as you stay far the fuck away from me. If he's on a roll, he'll accuse you of personally attacking him when you tell him that his behavior is unkind or painful. He will play all sort of word games and twist up perception. I need y'all to get on top of this. And this dude never really apologizes. He don't take responsibility for nothing. And y'all take that as, well, and he'll say shit like, we'll just agree to disagree. I don't want y'all to keep accepting things like this. These are the primary guys that you guys will contact me and say, I want you to do some love work on him. And then you start describing this guy to me, and it's this guy that you're describing to me that you want me to bring back into your life. And I'm almost like, why? Why would you want that? Why do you want someone who does not appreciate your opinion, that treats you like shit, and thinks that you're dumb and stupid and he's smart? Having accountability and having a responsibility in a relationship is on both parts. It's both of you guys' responsibility. When a dude starts showing you who he is, believe him, because that's exactly who he is. You will never be able to change him. All you will do is change yourself, and it won't be for the good either. What to do when you come across a manipulator like that? If you spend too much time with a manipulator and your self-esteem is at all on shaky ground, his comments will eat away at your self-confidence. He'll talk the talk about wanting you to be self-confident and independent, but he'll undermine with subtle and twisted contradictory statements and even warp his body language to such a way that it doesn't match his words. In a relationship, we tend to trust and care about what our partner thinks about us. So a relationship with a manipulator can be deadly to a woman's sense of self. Unless you've reached a pinnacle of validation within yourself and it really don't even matter and you can give it back to him how he give it to you. But then again, why do you want that? If someone you know is kind of pulling shit like this on you, like everything that I've mentioned before, let him go. You are not attached to anyone who is not your people. And this one, he's not your people. You're taking control of your life and your emotional well-being by actively dropping a severely stressful situation into a dusty bin of old memories and minor scars where it applies and belongs. Listen, you can live your life settling, or you can live your life living and having the things that you are supposed to. I can't tell y'all what to do. Nobody can. I could read you all day long and tell you that he's not the one you're supposed to be with. But if you don't believe that, none of it's gonna work anyway. I'm Magical Lady Duchess. I hope you enjoyed this video on the mind fuck that goes on with some of these guys and how to recognize them. This goes for women too. It happens all the time. Um, If you want to get work from me or anything like that, you can go to my website. I do have a great online store with a lot of great online things. I actually just was working on my labels and my brand with someone recently. I love her and she's really helping me. So look at my store. I'm going to be bringing a lot more products and stuff that I'm going to make myself. Everything is handmade by me. Nothing is like store bought. So that's what I think is different. But anyway, check out my online store, check out my website, check me out for work and readings and getting shit done because that's what I like to do. I have a passion for it, I have a love for it, and I have a passion and love for you too. I am Magical Lady Duchess. My website is www.magicalladyduchess.com. That's MAGICKAL, ladyduchess.com. You can also directly email me at magicalladyduchess@gmail.com. And that's MAGICKAL, ladyduchess.com. Let me tell you guys one thing about me. I teach self-esteem and self-confidence and witchcraft. I do. And even though I teach such positive things, I'm not always a light worker. I love working with the dark too, because there is a balance. Talk to you later. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe, comment, and share.